It is really not a good sign that Republicans are capable of packing this room with their grifters and their pundits and all of their like higher ups in the media, you know, basically just like a big who's who of all the evil people responsible for propagating this misinformation. And the Democrats don't have anyone like that. Who the fuck would they bring in there? Like, think of it, like what do the Democrats have? I don't know. What's his Harry Siskin or something? I don't. That like Democrat TikToker who's like 18 or something. Okay, you guys are saying me and Hassan, but you realize like the point I'm making, right? Because we wouldn't be there. Yeah, what are they going to bring in? Pod Saves America? It's just, there's like no one. Sissy is 23. When you hit your 30s, you're allowed to call people in their 20s like 18 because they all look like kids. It's presumably it's like going to be like this your my whole life, right? Where everyone, even a little bit younger, you're like, oh yeah, you look like a baby. 30-year-olds look like kids to me now. The crazy thing about JD Vance is that I think he looks like a kid to everyone. It's just his face shape. It's not even a weight thing. It's just no matter what age you are, he just looks like a hairy infant, you know? Brian Tyler Cohen, Pac-Man, maybe Sam Cedar, Pod Saves. Even if there weren't problems with the people in that list, none of them are even remotely like the Republican influencers in here, you know? It's just, yeah. It's what happens when you invest in the ground game. Well, not the ground game, really, but when you invest in, like, total media control, you know? They would not let Cedar in. Well, they sure as shit wouldn't let me or Hassan in. What about Taylor Swift? Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, too. Like, conservative celebrities are usually okay being really loud and out with it, but vaguely democratic celebrities don't really have much to do or say or interact with the Democrats, you know? Jon Stewart, you, as always, you're misunderstanding, and it makes me wonder if you have problems in your personal life because you don't listen to the people around you. You can't think of anything analogous. You're just saying people that you know. No, John Oliver would not be here. He criticizes the Dems constantly. No, Jon Stewart, likewise. You're just saying things. There's nothing even remotely comparable to a Matt Walsh or a Ben Shapiro or any of these fucking people. Yeah, celebrities give endorsements, but they don't really, like, proselytize for a cause or a campaign because they don't want to alienate their audience or cause trouble for their careers. That's the real fucking problem, man, you know? Why is it there are so many goddamn conservative influencers who are willing to tank their lives and their careers to be a partisan hack for the right? But there are so many celebrities who are, like, tepidly supportive of the Democrats, you know, not to the point where it causes them trouble. Money, but it's money either way. It's also because the Dems are that untrustworthy. They also don't really protect you. There's not as much of like an in-group dynamic to shore your career prospects up in the long run, you know? Because the billionaires backing the Republicans actively give. I don't even think it's that, dude. If they were being that like free with the money, why the fuck are there, you know, why is Rudy Giuliani having so many financial issues? What about the MyPillow guy? You know, I don't. It's not that they're all getting money for nothing or whatever. They're inspiring hysteria in only one direction. Hot take: Lady Gaga is very pro-Dem because she's pro-LGBT. Being pro-LGBT and being pro-Dem aren't the same thing. Like, not even remotely. Well, again, this is kind of a Democrat issue too. If there are lots and lots of really culturally powerful pro-LGBT people, Lady Gaga is a great example, right? But because the Democrats are so dickless and so unwilling to commit to their positions, being pro-LGBT, like, Kamala Harris didn't fucking mention. Remember when Chappelle Roan said like she feels kind of tepid about the Democrats because she felt like they would betray trans issues, and then Kamala Harris didn't mention trans issues once, except when she was asked, you know, what are you going to do about such and such, and she said she'd leave it to the states. That's not her name, but yeah, you know who I'm talking about, therefore it's her name. Also, hi, Annie. I don't think social issues should be the front issue. Meet people where they're at. But like, you know, I think you could attract way more people by fronting like militant pro-queer advocacy alongside pro-worker advocacy than you could by just doing the pro-worker advocacy and being quiet about the rest. If you only talk about like unions and economic issues and stuff, you know what you end up getting? You end up getting a bunch of Teamsters union fucks who support unions but then vote Republican anyway. You have people who are like, yeah, I love my union stuff, but we gotta like keep the border secure, otherwise I'm gonna lose everything. And it's like, dude, fuck you, piece of shit. You have to keep like a unified front. All of it together. But Bernie Sanders mostly only talks about economic issues while getting LGBT support. Yeah, but he's also been like a consistent ally to queer people for literal decades. So it's a known position of his, you know? He didn't back off it the way the Democrats did. When it comes up, he defends them. But yeah, that is a weakness of his. If he was the presidential frontrunner right now, somehow, in an election, he would have to answer to all the attack ads on trans people. And it would be a question. Do you play it down and focus on the economic, or do you defend it? Like, do you commit to it and meet every point, attack to attack, you know? And that's difficult. Did you see this? Stop linking me to Newswire.
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
Worthless. That's not what unified messaging looks like. Yeah, do you think that's what, like, Chuck Schumer thinks unified messaging is? Not like, I want everyone to aggressively, actively push for these positions on every front, but rather we all literally just need to read the exact same script out into a camera? Incredible. They're centuries behind the times in messaging strategy. Also, you could tell by looking at it, but like, especially with the dip into the January 6th stuff, these are all like canned responses. They're not even talking about prices. They're literally doing the, oh, you want to lower prices? Well, you haven't. Instead, what you've done is release the people who attacked Capitol police officers on January 6, 2021. You have presided over plane crashes. The prices have not gone down, and like there's no like individual attitude. There's nothing. I hate they've been told to hold mics like that. Yeah, they probably all did it like on the same day. It's like. Why are they doing this? It's literally the same script. It is literally the same script. They're all reading the same script. What is the purpose of this? Why would, in what universe, how would you, in what way could you think this is, like, what if we just got 50 people to say the exact same thing? Why? It's rough out here, man. I feel like every time I've covered some crazy shit going down in a different country, I take a moment to think to myself, you know, from my perspective over here as a well-off person in a well-off country, this seems pretty crazy. I sympathize. Like, I can't imagine the instability that, you know, the stress it must cause, how that must feel. And, you know, I am getting a little bit, but of course, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, should have been born American, motherfucker. Should have been born into the country with the global goddamn hegemony, you dumbass. Why the fuck did you get born in goddamn, I don't know, Democratic Republic of the Congo, I don't know, Serbia, I don't know, Russia, I don't know, Ukraine. Sorry! And now here I am getting my just desserts. God is great. He really is punishing me. Now we sympathize with you. We are better than you. Well, I did and do sympathize. But now I was sympathizing from like a higher position on the, you know, ladder. And now I don't feel like I'm really on a higher position on the ladder anymore.